Hello, eighth graders, and welcome to broadcasting. So, in past years, broadcasting was all about creating videos. Those videos are like mini documentaries about news stories that affect the students of CDW. So, we post those videos to the Nightly Chronicles website and YouTube channel, and then they get aired on OTBN. In eighth grade, we do something a little different. You are still going to be picking a topic that you are interested in, working in groups, and doing research on it, as well as interviews, just like in the past. However, you will go into much more detail and deeper than any video you have made in the past. This project will not have any visual aspect to it at all, so it will not be a video. It will be audio only. The finished audio piece that you created is called a podcast, and your podcast will hopefully be added to the channel that we call the Ultipan Podcast Network. So, what is a podcast exactly? It's a bit like a news radio show or a YouTube video that is specifically designed in a way that you don't need to watch it. Me personally, I listen to a lot of podcasts, like when I'm at the gym or on a run or driving my car, cooking food, doing laundry. It's just a way to learn about something I'm interested in while my hands are doing some busy work. I would not recommend having a podcast on in the background of like doing your homework because they'll be talking, you'll be reading, it's going to get cross-track there. So you wouldn't really be able to concentrate. So how do you find podcasts to listen to? Well, a lot of podcasts are on YouTube. You can also just Google the name of a podcast if you know exactly which one you were looking for, and they most likely will have like a website that you can just play it from there. However, I want you to learn how to find podcasts using your smartphone and in a way where you can download the podcast to your phone and always have them available to you, even when you're in those rare situations when you can't access the internet. So here's how you can find a podcast to listen to. So to find podcasts, you're going to first want to find the podcast app on your phone. So you may not know where it is, but you do have one if you have an iPhone. So I'm going to click on the App Store. And when I open up the App Store, I'm going to click on search. And if I type in the word podcast, there's going to be a bunch of ones that come up. So there's Apple Podcasts right there. There's other types of podcast apps. This one right here, Overcast, is actually my favorite. That's the one I would recommend for you. But just the standard one that you already have, that you don't even need to download, will be the Apple Podcast one. So if you click on Open, that'll bring up your podcast right here. Now you can go to Listen Now, and this shows all of the ones that you have already in your library if you have that. Here's your library, all the ones that you'd be subscribed to, and then you can go to Browse. Now, if you go to Browse, you can now look and see what are the trending ones right here. Right, so you can look for different topics like it's sports or news or whatever it is. Right now, if I click on search, and I'm going to encourage you to do this. If you type in Old to Pan and you hit search, the very first one that comes up is our podcast, the Old to Pan Podcast Network. And if you look here, you can see here's all 24 of the episodes that have been released here. So I encourage you to listen to a whole bunch of the previous podcasts that have already been done to get a sense of what it is. I encourage you to subscribe to it, to maybe rate it. That would be awesome to give ourselves a little bit of exposure. But that's how you can find different types of podcasts and podcast episodes, specifically for the Ultimate Podcast Network as well.